Welcome to Instant Anime.
Just add music.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Jimmy.
Thank you for joining us. Your first time joining us, welcome. This is a podcast where Jimmy and I listen to a song and make an anime for it. Today's song is Telecaster Stripes by Polka Dot Stingray. This was a suggestion from Stark. Hi, Stark. If you would like to listen to the song, we suggest that you pause, listen now. It might make a little more sense if you do. Otherwise, listen at the end, don't listen at all, or maybe you already did. Cool. But in any case, Jimmy and I have listened to this song, and we've taken 5 minutes and said, if this were the theme song for an anime, what anime would this be?
Telecaster Stripes.
What would that be? So we have taken our 5 minutes to write down our ideas, hence the instant part of the instant anime. And the ideas are anime, hence the anime part of the instant anime.
Oh, that's the whole thing.
Yeah, it's all right there. All you have to do is add music.
What?
So that is what we've done. We are now going to share our ideas with each other and with you in the process, and then we are going to try and combine them into a mega anime, which should have the best parts of each of ours and combine into something really cool. At least that's what we hope for.
Not spooky this week, fingers crossed.
Ooh, let's hope it wasn't a super spooky song.
Could be.
It could have been. Are you trying to tell me something over there?
No.
We'll find out.
No.
Well, I think, without further ado, I'll get us going.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is my idea for Telecaster Stripes by Polka Dot Stingray, suggested by Stark.
Yep.
Okay. A family-run restaurant has been around for generations. Our main character is a young woman who works in the shop with her father. So she doesn't, I guess she more than works there. She's like part of the family. She's literally the daughter.
She's just not the owner-proprietor.
No, that's her father. Her older brother is set to take over the restaurant, and then at this point I was like, let's have this be a ramen shop. So take over the ramen shop, but rarely works there, as he's at least like 8-ish years older than her and is very busy doing stuff.
Being in Good Morning Call.
Possibly. The show or movie, because it could be a movie, spans her lifetime. As a child, she's seen helping, and her older brother is busy or considered, above it. He's too good to do that kind of manual work.
He's got to go to college.
And the woman loves the shop, and she loves cooking, but when she tries to make new dishes and things, her father discourages her, as it isn't the way that things are done. When she's 18 or 20 or so, the brother is killed, possibly in a war, because then we can have an anti-war message that I feel like would fit in here well.
That was going to be like in a noodle accident.
Nope, unrelated to the ramen shop. The father just kind of falls apart. He can't really go on.
Makes sense.
Everything that they had been counting on for their eldest is all those dreams he thinks are gone. So the young woman takes over the shop and tries to keep her resentment at bay over her brother, even though he has passed.
Dang, brutal.
I mean, when you have a favorite, it's really
rough
damaging.
On the other one, yeah. And usually it's the other way around. The younger steals the thunder.
Yeah. But this takes place in the past.
This is the
I didn't mention that. This takes place in the past.
I was going to say this is like the male-dominated, like one-child policy, et cetera, esque.
Yeah, not quite that far. But
females undervalued.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is not valued, and it is Anyway, I'll just finish my last point.
Do it.
The young lady steps up and takes over the failing restaurant, which is now in a bustling part of the city, because it's so old. When it started, it was like kind of an outpost, but now the city's grown around it.
Gotcha. Traditional.
So it's like this old, out of fashion place, and she takes it, she saves it, and creates her own legacy, and eventually gets like 5 Michelin stars or something.
4.
4.
It's the max. Or 3? Is it 3? It's not 5.
Is that hotels? Well, maybe they make a 5th one just for her.
So many stars.
That's embarrassing. That will tell you that I am not a foodie.
Yeah, well, not everyone can be.
No.
The David Changs of the world.
It's true. But that's okay.
The Anthony Bourdains of the world.
Aw, Anthony.
Yeah.
Wait, Anthony. Sorry.
You got
Queer Eye.
You got Queer Eye on the mind?
I guess I do.
Always.
That's true.
Understandably. Well, that's a cool story. I like it. It just follows her.
Yeah.
Basically tragedy, but just flips it around to be
and
positive.
Maybe by the end of it, I don't know if it's almost like not actually a documentary, but maybe it ends with her being interviewed.
I mean, that'd be cool if it had a sort of like historical documentary in vibe, you know?
Yeah. No, I was thinking maybe at the end when we make it to present, it's like, I don't know, 1980s, 1990s. And she's being interviewed.
Japanese lady.
Yeah, and she's like 50 years old, and
Yeah.
she's the head chef, and it's like a fancy place now, and she's going over in the interview like what it took for her to get there, but we're seeing it
So like
play out.
Historical versus historical fiction-esque. Mm-hmm. Because I'm sure stories like that exist.
And she would be like narrating it as her present day
Oh,
self.
yeah, totally.
Well, present as in when it is. So her 50-year-old
I
self.
always like when a narrator, the like character of the narrator is held information and then revealed at the end that it's like been the main person that you've been following the whole time.
Yeah, it could be that, or it could be where she's like, so when I was a kid, it was like this, and then you just
Big
see
Fish
it.
style or whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that's what I was picturing.
That's great. I love it. It's just slice of life.
Yeah, just the struggle of being undervalued and thought, oh, well, you're a female, so you wouldn't take over, you wouldn't be good at this, you know, and then just having to take over from necessity and then really thriving. Yeah. So anyhow, I don't know. I got like girl power
Overcoming adversity.
And also eating some tasty food.
Some tasty food. And you get some cool food montages with the sweet guitar work.
I know. That's just what I got.
Yeah.
The song, I heard like cool food being made quickly.
There's like that part with the guitar that's kind of very like frying pan-esque.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I was like, is this a food truck? I was like, no, it's much more than a food truck.
That's cool.
Needed some more roots.
Watched a lot of Chef Show.
Shh. This may or may not be true. I'm excited for the new season.
Yeah, it's a good show, and it was a good idea that you had. I like it.
Thanks.
It's fun.
I'm hungry.
I'll share mine.
Is yours about food?
We'll eat afterwards.
Yes.
I checked my fake watch that I don't have.
You're not wearing a watch, but that's okay. Hunger knows no time.
I will share my idea now for the same song. Since I didn't listen to a different song, we did the same one.
Oh, is it that different?
No. It is a different idea.
That's good.
But there might be some points where we can combine it.
Okay.
But my visuals, the thing I was seeing was a very...
Not food?
Not food. It was patterned. Like I was seeing office supplies and like push pins, but in a very organized... Kind of like that Animal Crossing 3DS where it's like a pinpoint pattern thing.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It was like push pins and cork boards and stuff like that.
Okay.
So that was kind of my main visual, tying to my idea, which is about an organized young adult in a bustling workplace is forced to work with a wild and crazy veteran of the company. Not the mob.
Oh.
That was your idea last time.
Whoops.
Everything starts off chaotically when they go out to entertain a client and drink a little too much, losing the client somewhere in the streets and ending up in an arcade dueling in DDR.
Okay. Wait, who's dueling?
The veteran crazy person and the organized young adult.
Okay.
I kind of did. They're not supposed to be they're just a person who is organized.
That's fine. I'm teasing you.
The veteran used to be an organized, stuck-up person, but after years at the same job, they slowly lost all of that facet of professionalism. So they're just like, fuck it. The good parts of the crazy person's attitude wears off on the younger coworker who becomes more outgoing and capable of overcoming their previously crippling stage fright / fear of public speaking. Now, working with this wild person ends up benefiting them in the end, even if it's almost impossible when they first get paired up and they both want to like tear each other's eyeballs out. And that's it.
Very cool.
Yeah. That's it.
So your mentorship is a good thing, whereas my mentorship is like non-existent.
Yeah, mine would be like the veteran would be the father if the father was actually supportive of the person. Because mine is like they're crazy and wild and they like take their clients out drinking and then lose them in the streets. But overall, they're like they're a net benefit to the company in that they have years of experience and actually are willing to help and mentor other people. Whereas your dad's just like, fuck you, if you're not my son, you're fucking garbage.
A little bit.
So how do you want to combine useful mentorship to a not so useful fathership?
Yeah.
To the main point of the show where we combine our ideas.
The first thing that pops into my head, and obviously we do not have to go with this by any means, I'm imagining that the lady character in mine, like, even though she's been disrespected by her family, she's always been there. Like, she's never taken a night off, never missed anything.
Supportive to the
and
max.
Some crazy friend or an aunt or, you know, some family member or friend or, I don't know, somebody, they don't have to be related, would come in and be like, you know what? You need a change. Like, you're obviously a creative person. You're not being allowed to express that through food here. I see that your dad's saying, like, no, we can't make that stuff. Are you crazy? That's not what this is about. And they take them out on a wild night. And they show them maybe to a different city, kind of like in yours.
Oh, yeah, they take like the train or subway or something.
Yeah, they go somewhere and, like, try all this food. Like, you've never had this before. You've never been here. Try this. Do this. And so it helps, in my case, the main character kind of come out of their shell and maybe helps them stand up to the father. And so maybe they're feeling all, like, good and boastful. And if we wanted, that's when we could kill the brother. And then she would feel terrible about finally being like, you know what? I have good ideas and we should do this and there's no reason why you shouldn't. And then the father just, like, looks up, like, tear-stained and is like, your brother's dead.
Shit, that's
and
really
then
good.
she feels terrible.
That's like the pivotal scene where
and so
you think everything's finally, like, turning around positive. And in the end, it does open her eyes to the possibilities of, you know, flavors and
it's what she needs.
Her net benefits to the company, you know, but to the smaller
the restaurant
family business. Dang, that's really good.
That's just my first thought.
I like that a lot.
Does that cut out yours too? Because I'm thinking this would be a movie.
No, I like that a lot. I didn't really have too much to mind.
Yeah, and I went all out.
Yeah,
which
shortening
is not what
it
I usually do.
You know, movie/short series. I was just like, it's got to be TV worthy at some point.
Yeah, of course.
Although there are a lot more anime films actually coming out that are just like Weathering with You is. I don't know, in theaters now or some shit.
Did you tell me that Lee Pace is in that?
I saw Lee Pace. I think is the main male character.
People are listening to us and realizing Lee Pace needs to be an anime.
I didn't even put two and two together in that our dream Makoto Shinkai made reality.
Yeah.
That didn't even cross my mind.
Should we write a thank you note?
We should. He's on Twitter.
Okay,
I'll just tweet him.
Just be like, dude, thanks.
That's amazing, actually.
Well, maybe not dude, thanks. We can do better than that.
No, I'm going to do dude, comma, thanks. He doesn't follow us, so I don't think...
Probably not, but I'm really happy that Lee Pace
I didn't even
finally,
think about that at all.
Finally gonna be.
I hope I'm right, because it was on like an Instagram ad, so I saw it for like a quick second.
And I haven't gotten that targeted advertising yet. Do you mind saying it a little louder, closer to my cell phone?
Makoto Shinkai's newest work, Weathering with You, featuring Lee Pace as the main male protagonist.
Excellent. I hope I get one later.
In the English dub. He does not speak Japanese, I believe.
I would doubt that a little bit.
That'd be pretty cool, though.
I mean, I don't put it past him.
But holy shit, the two things did not even connect in my brain to be like somebody actually put Lee Pace in a fucking anime.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Maybe no one listened to us, but we put it out there in the universe, and something or someone heard.
I feel heard.
Yeah, and
I feel heard. That's great.
It's really cool.
Even if it wasn't that, which it doubtably was.
We willed it.
Yeah. Our collective will of our 10 downloads per episode average.
Yep. And our repeated, like, Lee Pace. We haven't in a while. He was busy.
Yeah.
He was busy making that movie.
He was busy being in fucking Makoto Shinkai film. That's so cool. That's crazy. I didn't even think about that. That's wild. Yeah. Well, maybe he's in this one.
I mean, older brother?
No,
much?
but I like the idea of it being in a movie, but there is something short story, series
I mean,
run to it. Either one would work for me.
It would not be
does
long.
not really matter. We'll pitch a movie. We might get a couple episodes out of it.
That's fine.
But it does have an end. It does have a defined beginning to end point with the rising up of this female heroine, basically, of our tale to the crippling, like, sad part of her brother dying and the emotions of that. But it also finally does put her in this position of being able to run the entire business how she wants to.
Yes.
And I
and
also
how it
think
needs to.
this wild person who takes them out to a different part of town to see other ramen shops and just other food in general is a recurring character.
Yeah, I think so.
And ends up becoming their, like, secondary mentor and possibly is outside of the family in ways
maybe
that...
a family friend, though. Definitely older, definitely been close to it the
Yeah,
whole
that's
time.
the thing, is, like, they're not like a ramen,
They're not a restaurateur.
They're not a
themselves.
restaurateur, but they're
a lover of life.
That's what they bring to the table, is their alternate perspective on this person and
Whereas
on food.
the father is like, this is how it's always been done.
Yeah, traditional.
Why would we change
style.
anything? Very traditional. Traditional values with gender roles as well.
Oh yeah.
And
in every way. He is the
yes.
antithesis of that, like, archetype, basically.
Yeah.
It's like tradition. The dad, he wears it as a, like, name tag.
Tradition!
My name's Trad.
Ugh.
It's like Chad.
I don't like trad. Sounds like some sort of four-wheeler, like a quad.
Oh yeah.
This is my trad.
Just get on top on my Trad.
It's like a quadrilateral
It's pretty bad.
vehicle. Oh, that's that new truck. Anyhow.
Oh yeah, the Cybertruck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Break some windows.
Cyberpunk Cybertruck. I'm feeling good about this.
I am too.
This is great.
I didn't destroy yours? You're cool?
No. As long as I get that wild side person affecting an organized,
God, that's a huge part.
day-to-day traditional person.
That is 100% the climax where we're like, oh my gosh, yes, she's here, she's free, she's being listened to and experiencing things, and then she gets home.
Still gets the downside of that whole brother death thing.
Yeah.
Which is, like, again, a really impactful moment that I don't want to get rid of, and I want. And my core, completely there. I want it. Take out the company aesthetic, make it a more traditional thing. But I want, again, you have Japanese culture with the whole day-to-day office worker stuff happening in the background. Of course, you have the daily customers of the ramen shop coming in, and they're, day-to-day workers, office workers. You get the regulars, you get crazy people too in the shop alone, but you still have here's Brad. He comes in every day. He's a copy guy, Yeah. He just writes copy. It's his job. But he loves ramen.
And actually, I think it would be interesting if instead of being in Japan, it was maybe in America, like first generation immigrant, or, it doesn't have to be America, but
I gotcha.
The Vietnam
just a
War
non-Japanese country,
would be very much, like the timeline would fit.
Yeah.
If she's like 20 then.
We could even do,
She'd be like 50 and
fake
90s.
Country goes to fake war.
Yeah, sure.
To not give it actual historical context. But
that's true.
To give it a realism, you could do that as well. I think either way would work.
But that's the time I wanted.
But I like the idea.
I wasn't thinking of war earlier than that.
I like the idea of a different country having this ramen shop of tradition. Mm-hmm. But then...
Because she would be like third generation at this point.
Yeah. When they go out for that night on the town, it is...
completely
different scene.
Because if it's in the, like, Japanese community, if it's in, like, a, like
Chinatown-esque.
Yes. I was like, Little Italy. What do you call it? If it's in that situation and she's never ventured out to see other places because her family is so traditional, maybe her parents don't speak English very well. And so she went to school, but, like, they never did, and they stayed in this community.
Kind of like that Korean... shop show you were watching on
Kim's
Netflix.
Convenience?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that show.
Yeah.
They're filming a new season. I'm so excited.
That's so exciting.
I'm so excited.
That's a good show.
Such a feel good.
It's a good show.
Anyhow.
And so, yeah, ours has that same vibe where you have, like, a really tight-knit family, and they're not, like, always yelling at each other or anything, but there is that, like, background of tradition holding people back
from... The expectations.
Yeah, exactly. What they
maybe came with them from where they were from, and if they never integrate into the society they're moving into, then they don't feel the need to change what they've always believed in.
But they are clearly in a different country, and all of those possibilities of being in a different country are available to them.
Yes, but Dad wouldn't believe in that because it's always worked this way. Even though we're somewhere else, it's going to be this way. We have our community. Why would we need anything else?
I think it might be a single dad, or mom died or something.
Mom maybe
out of the picture to some degree.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm thinking.
I think that good, because then it
that good indeed.
That good. It gives the father figure the, like, ultimate power over the family, and, like, I am the patriarch, listen to my word as law. Yeah. Etc.
So maybe the mom dies when the daughter's, like, 12-ish.
Yeah, or younger.
I want her around a little bit.
But out of the picture for
the majority
of the film,
and I'm thinking,
if not all the film.
We have maybe just a touch of younger. The majority of it is during this, like, 20-year-old-ish phase when brother's at war or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then it cuts to kind of the end where she's summing up, like, hey, so I did take over and I did well, and now look at what I have, kind of a thing. That's what I'm thinking timeline-wise for a movie.
Yeah, I think the majority is the most tumultuous time that you want to focus on. Yeah. Is the brother going off to war, her basically taking over the company entirely, but still trying to run things as they were and not being happy with that or satisfied in any way. Yeah. And then the father just basically giving up entirely
when he hears the news.
And her
having to take over.
Yeah. But takes that again, first maybe cycles back, goes to the traditional route, and is like, I got to make my dad happy to some degree. He's miserable.
And you'd presume if, she wasn't expected to do it, she hasn't been taught, like, the books or something. Yeah. Like, that's not...
She doesn't know.
That's been kept from her.
She would just serve the bowls or
she would
do
help
the dishes.
Cook, she would help clean. Very talented at what she did, but the business side of things was kept from her.
Yeah. That's good.
I think that makes sense, so that she has to do what has been done, and she realizes, wow, we've been losing money. This is failing. We got to change things. Yeah. I think that makes a lot of sense.
It's cool. It does have, like, a David Chang vibe or whatever, because we were just watching Chef Show, and they were talking about how, like, Momofuku changed.
And, like, Ugly Delicious.
Yeah. And it's just, like, I hadn't heard of David Chang, but he clearly
has made a name for himself.
And because of...
And he's so young still.
Not because of bullshit either. It's like he clearly knows what the fuck he's doing.
He seems like a complete hard ass.
Yeah.
But
he seems scary.
Served him well, you can tell.
But when you do get that good side of him, just, like, enjoying food and experiencing new cultures and stuff like that, like the good morning or breakfast.
Oh, breakfast lunch, dinner.
That of him is him in his proverbial element. Yeah. Even though it seems like he's not cooking, he's just serving food and talking. He's not as, like, hard on himself.
Even he and Roy Choi interacting, there was this ease that kind of... Yeah. I don't know if... This is a lot of speculation. If David Chang is still trying to prove himself, because he is really young, and he's been really successful, but if if you're feeling defensive... Yeah. Maybe it helps to have people just talking to you.
If he still has older people like his mom or something.
Or maybe his dad, who owned the ramen shop and never...
Boom! David Chang is the female protagonist.
All right, Davina it is. I don't know what else.
No.
David?
Davik?
I don't know if there's a...
Isn't there that female race car driver... Like, whatever. You got it.
I know who you mean, but the name is gone.
I don't know. Either way.
In any case.
I like this idea a lot.
Are you happy with it?
I'm super happy with it.
I am too.
Yeah.
I like it.
We haven't really developed the wild character, but their pivotal point...
let's do it.
...is what we've already mentioned.
They're definitely around. Maybe they're the bookkeeper, even.
I don't think they work in the shop, though.
Okay.
I think they're detached from that.
Are they
But
maybe
they're-
another small business owner? Like a neighbor that has like a sundry shop, grocery, or like a...
Yeah, I think they're either a generation,
I'm thinking they're the father's
like
age.
father's generation, so they're
Or
two
maybe
or
a
one
little
above.
younger, but
Yeah.
like definitely older than the main character.
Yeah,
And I think also a local, maybe not necessarily a business owner, but like a local character.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say like a pillar in the community kind of a thing.
yeah, no. Their word is law in terms of like community organization or something like that.
And they have just as much respect as like the father does in the community, but one does the carrot and one does the rod.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
one's
thinking.
gotta spare that rod.
Is it stick and carrot, not rod and carrot? I think it might be stick.
Spare the rod.
That's something else. We don't need to talk about...
Spoil the child.
Nope, that's not what I wanted. Anyhow.
Stick and carrot. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
no,
what I want.
With a donkey or the pig in Minecraft. You got it.
Yep. Or in Mulan. It was
Oh,
a
yeah.
bone and a dog,
Dog
but
bone.
still.
Dragon.
Yeah. Mushu. Anyway.
All right. Eddie Murphy. He's Gumpy. Yeah, let's do that. I'm happy with that. Do you want to...
We can
No,
round them out more.
I don't
mean,
need it more. than that.
This sounds crazy, but I'm just like so happy with this idea. I'm like in love with the little
Well,
community that we're creating. So if you want to talk more about
No.
the wild card person, that,
I think leaving it ambiguous right now is fine.
okay. But it's a family friend
Yes.
who is well respected and just has a way different philosophy.
Yeah.
And rather than like keep tradition, it's like, well, you know what? Actually, we got to stay with the times and we got to share our community.
Yeah.
It's not about keeping it the same. It's about making everyone
Yeah.
happy
Oh,
and
totally.
together and all that kind of stuff. And then, you know what? Child of father, because we haven't named you Davina, we're going to take you on the other side of the city and
Show
you've
you
been-
the ropes
yeah.
of society or whatever.
You've been having a hard time. I saw how your dad discourages you, and you've got a lot of talent. I know.
Yeah.
Let's check this stuff out.
Yeah. No,
Has
it's
an
really good.
amazing time. Comes back, heartbreak.
Yeah.
Immediate.
And I think it maybe even is over a weekend or a period of time.
Because imagine if she stayed out all night.
That's the thing, yeah. Is she usually has a curfew or a time that she's back to...
Well, she never would have missed dinner.
Exactly. So this is
Like the dinner
This is the
service
one
or
weekend.
something.
This is the one night where
I like it being a night
things change
that
for
she
her.
just takes off during prep.
Yeah.
And doesn't come back till 5 a.m.
Yeah.
I like that idea more
good.
than a weekend, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Works for me.
Because she gets home, everyone's up, and she's like, well, obviously they were waiting for me, but I'm an adult, blah, blah, blah. And then,
They're up for a different reason.
yep. Yep.
Dang, that's good. That's the power move right there.
Man, we really crushed her, didn't
yeah,
we?
she's like, I'm gonna be so cool when I walk in. Your brother died. No, crushing fucking
Oh.
emotions.
And just, I know how guilty I would feel if I was like, you know what? This is what I think. And then they're just something terrible happened. It is not the time for this.
Yep.
I would feel
But see, that's the
terrible.
point where she is emboldened and takes that information and
Yes.
is able to make something of herself.
Because I'm imagining the dad just doesn't open the shop
Yeah.
for a couple days. And she's like, we can't do this. We have to do something.
Yeah.
And if you're not cooking, I am. And it just goes from there.
Yeah.
And then she learns that they're losing money and she
Ooh,
needs to
shit,
change
too.
it up
And she has a natural knack for it. So
course.
when she's making food and people are enjoying it, the father kind of perks up a little bit and peeks in and is like, beat sprouts. Mm-hmm. And shit like that.
something really cute where you're just like,
Yeah.
it's his way of saying you know what, you're doing really
his
good,
shitty,
kid.
non-emotional fathership
Mm-hmm.
way of kind of trying to make amends
Yeah,
for being
sort
shitty
of a
about it.
hands-off kind
yeah.
of approach.
Yeah.
Don't have to discuss your feelings that way. You can just discuss the bean sprouts.
Yeah. Because then it's cute and powerful in the moment.
It is.
In the movie.
Yeah.
And you can take it as they're obviously doing good stuff. This is a movie. You have to tell a story. And
that's
set
kind of
through your
when we
story.
would cut it, is when he's like, you know what, add some bean sprouts. And then she's like, and everything turned out okay. And
Yeah.
he
and you get
obviously
the epilogue
would
style.
have passed maybe in the meantime. And she's like, that's when I really took it over, revamped, and this is what you see here.
Yeah.
I'm attached to the interview part. I don't know if you are.
Yeah, no. I think
Okay,
she's
cool.
the narrator. I think she gets the ending interview.
Yeah.
But of course, it's the hidden narrator where you don't know it's her the whole time.
Okay. We
Until
can do
the
that.
end where it's her speaking and she just looks older and you're like, what?
Hey, it's you!
Yeah.
Look at your 5-star restaurant.
5 Michaelam stars.
Yeah, I think I spelled Michelin wrong anyhow, so that works out.
Michaelams. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the big star in tires.
Yep.
Michaelam. Gotta get those Michaelam tires.
Gotta mic 'em long.
Mike 'em longs.
Gotta catch 'em all. Is
It's
what I
all
was trying to
bad.
do. It is.
Let's think of a title now. I think I'm super satisfied with this whole arc
Yeah,
that we've created
I am too.
for this character.
I-
And then the shorter arc of the brother dying and the
Yep.
everybody else dies, but she's left.
See, I know that the bones of it ended up being mine, but my
Core.
idea is just like sad without yours now.
I got good core.
See, this is why we make a mega anime.
See, core, wild person, takes him out, shows him a good time, gives him that needed boost.
Yeah. Gives them the confidence. Maybe not for public speaking,
Yeah.
more for speaking up and cooking, but same thing.
Yeah.
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 Let's think of title words.
Sure.
They would be ramen. Word.
Definitely like a food thing.
Food, ramen.
Do we want to do tradition or do we want to do like embracing change?
Let's do the secondary one. Change word.
So like future change, that kind of.
Tradition. Let's an amalgamation of the concept of traditions and changing norms.
Okay, so you want to do both in one word and then ramen.
Well, it's like let's do a tradition in heavy air quotes words in that traditions can be overcome and changed.
Okay. Is this going to end up being too similar because like all the ramen stuff is traditional?
Yeah, maybe.
Should we come up with maybe a different word?
Maybe a different food. Food? Not food.
I feel like tradition ramen are going to end up being like the same sort of thing.
Yeah, let's not do a ramen word.
We could do change over time, the whole like wild night changing their life.
But I feel like that works in the traditional sense.
That's true too. Maybe we should just try those.
Tradition and food?
Yeah, let's start there.
All right, you want to do a food word first or a tradition word first?
I will start with tradition.
I'll do a food word. 3, 2, 1. Ingredients.
Narrative.
Follow that narrative. Let's do a switcheroo.
Sure.
3, 2, 1. Years.
Broth. Broth?
Broth?
Broth.
It sounds weird in your only thing.
I know. It's odd.
Chicken broth?
Sure.
Veggie broth?
Any kind of broth.
Seafood broth?
Broth.
Beef broth?
Broth. Broth?
Broth.
You totally said broth.
Did say broth. The beef broth.
Beef broth.
Chicken broth. Well then, you're making a nice stew. You get a stew going.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. Those ingredients in the broth.
Yeah. Actually, I was thinking a title like that, like the history in the broth or the story of the broth or something like that.
Story of the broth is funny.
Well, you know.
The story's in the broth.
Yeah, exactly.
The history of we've done history of like the 6 generations or
Yeah,
legend
no,
or
just I was trying to think
whatever.
the narrative in the broth, the something.
I gotcha.
Did you have
No, mine
Okay.
was just like years. Like traditions last a while.
broth of the years?
No.
Years of broth.
Years. Get
It's
a
like a
coupon.
calendar.
Get a coupon for some years of broth.
Yeah.
You'll never go soup hungry again.
Broth through the years.
That's when you're hungry for soup. Which is rare.
Yeah, I can't say I often get a hankering for soup. Pho.
When I do, it's pho.
Yeah, it's pho.
Yeah.
They're other soups.
They're not pho.
No,
They're not pho.
they're not. Remember how I was hungry?
Pho broth.
This continues.
We did have a food word. It was destined to come
I
back.
should have known better.
Bite you in the ass.
And the stomach.
And the gullet.
I also was thinking like how you make noodles by like stretching them by hand.
Oh,
Like
the traditional
hand
method.
stretched history or something like that.
I gotcha. Hand spun yarns
Hand woven.
of
Handmade
noodles.
noodles.
Yeah.
Slurp. The story of handmade noodles.
No, I don't think it's that. I don't think it's slurp.
Slurp : the story of handmade noodles.
But
I'm
see,
sorry, I didn't leave the colon part in.
It does bring up that, like, slurping your noodles is a sign that you enjoy the soup in other cultures. But if you slurp soup in America or whatever, then you're a pig. And
it's not polite here.
You need politeness classes.
You gotta take your spoon away from you when you, like, pick up soup. Anyway.
What the fuck ever. I'm gonna eat soup real loud because I love it.
Are you gonna slurp?
I'm gonna slurp it up.
Okay, but what do you think? Do we have anything?
I don't know.
How about how to make ramen?
I like that.
Because she obviously knew how, but then she's had to relearn it and teach herself different ways. And if it ends with an interview, that could be the question they basically asked to start the whole thing. It's like, well, how do you make ramen? She's like, well, here's how it started. And then that's like the whole thing.
Turns into an extremely long story of her life.
Yeah, and then and she's like, so basically, that's how you make ramen. And then the series ends, or movie ends, or whatever.
I like it a lot. I think that might be it.
It's simple, but it's kind of anime.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like my roommate's a dragon, but less so. It's refined anime.
My roommate's a dragon?
What?
How to make ramen. No, I like it. I think that's it.
I think it's cool.
That's really cool.
Cool.
I'm in.
Good.
How to make ramen.
How? I guess we'll have to watch
You'll
and find
watch
out.
the movie, and you kind of find out.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I like it.
I'm in.
Yeah. Because there could be a scene where we realize that it's like present day and she's got this fancy place, and then it cuts to her like preparing a bowl while still doing like the narration over it.
Yeah, I think.
And she presents the final bowl, and then that's when she could say, and that's how you make ramen.
It'd be pretty cool if any time you see someone making ramen, it's the new footage.
Oh, that would be kind of cool. But not every time.
Maybe like most times though. Like you see it being made traditionally like the one time, and then the rest of it is like fancy kitchen differently.
I don't know.
You don't see it. You don't see it as her making it, but.
But we have the whole thing where she's making it, and the dad pops in and says bean sprouts. Like we wouldn't. No.
This is just not as like actually part of the movie. It's like when there's a voiceover or something, and they're talking about ingredients or something. It's not like a scene in the movie. It's like a filler.
I understand now.
Part instead of like B-roll of the city. It's B-roll of someone making ramen. Is that?
No, now I'm with you. Stuff. Yes.
Cool. I'm not trying to make it like
I thought you meant during the scene.
No.
Doesn't that ruin everything?
No. I'm glad you got it.
Yes, good. I'm with you now.
Because then it's like ramen. The whole movie you're seeing ramen being made,
and then
cut throughout different parts.
You finally understand. It like pans up, and you see her.
Yeah.
At present doing it.
That makes sense.
It does.
It's like a through fair.
Yeah. No, I'm good with it.
Cool.
It makes sense.
Good.
And I like it.
I'm glad I swayed you.
Yes. It's so difficult.
Well, that's good. I'm happy we made a title.
Yes.
Who do you want to be in How to Make Ramen?
Ooh, I want to eat.
You want to be a regular? Or
I don't
just
have to be a regular, but
one-time ramen date?
Yeah. Oh, would you like to go out with me?
Do you want to go on a date-o?
To Rameno? Why did I do that?
It's just ramen.
It is. So you're going to be Anthony and I can be Yoko-san? So you can sing Yoko-san, Anthony, Deito.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll be it.
See, Anthony pops up all the time.
He's here.
Pervasive.
He's here. Oh no.
Oh my god, if he actually was. That'd be so cool.
Would he sign your cookbook?
I bet. Oh, that'd be awesome.
That'd be pretty cool.
Be really cool. Sorry. Yes, I would like to eat there with you.
Yeah.
If you'll have me.
If you'll have me.
Yes.
We'll have each other.
Yes, I'd like one of him.
I'll have her.
It's like when you pick lobsters out of the tank.
And we're like, no. They rubber banded my hands together.
It's so strong.
Clearly not strong enough if you're able to part your claws.
Just a tad.
All right, well, we are in it. We've titled it. We did the whole thing where we combined it. That's the show.
Yeah.
Instant Anime.
Just Add Music.
I'm Jimmy.
I'm Sarah.
Wow.
But do you want to cast anyone else?
No.
I mean, we defined the main character.
Absolutely not.
We defined her a lot.
You have a voice, a brain, a person attached to these things. I do not.
Ooh.
Yoko-san.
Yes. Absolutely.
Bring her on.
Maybe like Aquafina?
Oh, yeah, she's been in the news lately.
Yeah.
For various reasons.
She's cool.
Yeah.
And
She's got a cool voice, too.
She does. It's kind of gravelly.
Yeah,
and I feel
say
like it would be good because I wouldn't want someone that sounded, 80 the whole time.
Yeah.
So we couldn't get Dame Judi Dench or anything.
It is like a middle-aged,
I think she could sound younger and older all at the same time and narrating.
Yeah, that'd be fucking rad.
Okay, we'll get her. And then we just kind of have like the dad.
Yeah. Traditional.
Old crotchety dude.
Yeah.
But like.
I can't think of any
gruff.
names, but there's a
gruff voice.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, we have Aquafina. Get it, girl.
That's great.
Yeah.
We'll follow her on Twitter.
Yes. Perfect plan. Okay, now I'm good.
Now we're good.
We have a Twitter.
That's the show. We have a Twitter. It's at Instant Anime Pod, and that's where we post GIFs and tease upcoming episodes, such as this one.
Yes.
But that's it, besides posting cursed GIFs and other stuff for the Twitter, other than that.
It's our only social media presence.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can check out our website, instantannie.me, and that is where we host. It's our home spot, home base, whatever. It's got all of our episodes with their descriptions, including clickable links, because not every podcatcher lets you. But a bunch of podcatchers are available on the side if you would prefer to listen to it there or leave a rating or something.
Somewhere else.
Yeah. Whatever. But thanks for listening in any case. We also have our merch and our suggestion form. If you, like Stark, would like to give us an idea,
be like Stark.
Toss it right on in there and we'll have a listen. Otherwise, we have our...
In the stew pot. Got a stew going.
Yeah. Got some broth. Got some ingredients.
Got some suggestions.
Got some years.
Yeah.
Really let it go.
Yeah.
Ooh, no.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
It's an old stew.
It's an old stew.
It's been boiling forever.
We also have our Spotify playlist if you would like to listen to the songs that we have used to make episodes. Most of them are available. And it's pretty banging.
It's a good playlist.
I don't know if that's the term you'd use there, but...
Yeah, I'd bang it.
Just gonna let that lie.
But that's it besides the website, besides the Twitter. If you have the time to leave a review on your favorite podcatcher of choice, that'd be so great. I just checked Apple's podcasts. Doesn't really matter anymore.
Really?
I think you have to have like 20 or something for even to show up anymore.
Oh.
Because it used to be showing like, hey, we have 7 ratings.
It totally did.
Took it off. Doesn't fucking matter anymore.
Well, you know what? We appreciate...
Still appreciate it regardless.
Yeah.
It's crazy to sign up for websites now and even take the time to write a review. So
it's true.
Appreciate that. Besides that, thank you, Stark, for the suggestion.
Mm-hmm. Telecaster Stripes, Polka Dot Stingray.
It's a good one. If you haven't listened to it yet, it's the end of the episode.
Well,
so
now you have a visual. Listen to the song and picture this
see those ramen noodles fly through the bowl into mouths
slurp, slurp, slurp.
of oncoming guests.
Mouths on high is really what I thought you were going to say.
Mouths on high. No, but that's the podcast. Thank you for listening. Bye.